Don White.
What's up, Mel?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm doing very well.
We're in our second part, so I have to thank you for taking some of your time. So I really appreciate that.
Thank you. I guess it just it ended well, or I shouldn't say it's ending well. That's a bad thing. It's a good time because it's COVID, so we do have a little bit extra time. Although we have a lot of stuff going on in the background, with the online training and the Zoom training and the nutrition coaching. It's good that we're taking time just to talk about this because, like we said last time, COVID will be over someday soon.
Yeah, crossing fingers.
As much as we've adapted during COVID times, the businesses will all bounce back.
Yeah.
God willing, everybody's going to bounce back, or as many businesses as possible will bounce back, and we'll be able to move on from this. And this experience will just make us stronger and better as a company, as a team.
Yeah, and I also it's just we hope that also at the same time, like, we get to see some coaches that really want, people that are aspired to be coaches to do what they want to do, because it's hard at this time with like gyms being closed. So we
I see a lot of people have adapted very well.
Yeah.
Some of those adaptations have limitations, and I think we've talked about that in our meetings.
Yes.
You know, winter is coming. Unfortunately, we are here in Montreal.
So yeah.
Winter's coming. The winter doesn't affect our online training because we have a lot of people out of town that have subscribed to our online training and nutrition coaching, so that doesn't get affected. But a lot of what we might have done outside, and sometimes being at home in your basement or in a room doing training, I think as the winter comes along, it's going to get tougher and tougher. So hopefully we'll be able to open the doors up full again sometime soon. The clinic is working.
Open, at least we still get to help people with their problems. So
100%.
At least you have that. So yeah.
100%. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about helping people make better choices in their life and helping people optimize their daily lives. So that's great.
So yeah. So we did our first part, coaching, doing the job well, so that we help our clients to being healthier. Now we're going to talk about the business aspects after people are really good at doing their job. So that's why we're sitting down together to talk about the business aspect of the fitness. And
excellent. I think they both overlap because in doing your job well, there is that business aspect, and I think we forget about that often. But yeah, let's dive right into it. I'm waiting to hear your questions, and I'll do my best to share some of my experiences from over the years. Last time you told me I was only 38. Unfortunately, I'm not. I wish I was. Those were good old days. So I'll share some of the experiences from over the years, and hopefully it helps quite a few people to make better career choices or to just be more efficient at what they're doing.
Let's just say, you know what? That's your young in spirit. Let's just say it like that.
Yeah, even the spirit's getting old. I'll take that.
All right, so let's get to the core. So, I'm sure some of the audience, like we spoke about, like how you're doing a lot and what's going on, but people would like to know of like how everything started, how you started in the fitness business, and how CoreXcellence began. So could you explain that?
So if we go, we'll make it as short and sweet as possible. If we go way back, obviously I love fitness, football, hockey. I had hands like cement. No, there was nothing shifty about it. It was ugly. Hockey was ugly.
Yeah.
Not a bad skater going forward. Football, obviously a lot better. Martial arts, pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think that's all that. My dad ran track for Jamaica, so I think that instilled me to run track at some point also.
Okay, that's interesting.
So I guess you're putting that all together. I love fitness. It's funny, way back when, a lot of people don't realize when I was working at the Royal Bank, I noticed that I was very good at teaching people.
I see.
So I think I don't know if you want to say those two things collided, and then I was giving people training programs in my 20s, even though I was working at the bank, or at one point selling cell phones, and then it just got busier and busier and busier until the time came where I said, you know what, this is something I really like doing. I want to delve into that. Fast forward maybe 15 years later, always renting out at places or paying rent at places to train people. The busier you get, the more people want. It's funny how that is when you're first starting out. Oh yeah, I'm going to help you. Then you get busy and they're like, oh, this guy's really busy.
And then
you know what? Because you're so busy, we're going to charge you more. And I'm like, okay, that really doesn't make sense. But that's what was happening. So you go from big box gyms to at one point you're in a smaller studio, and that was the same thing. You got busier than the studio itself. And then it's like, okay, charge more, give less. Completely against the philosophy of what we do here at CoreXcellence. But that was back in the day. And then in meeting with Oz and another partner, we said, you know what, it's time just branch out on our own. And it's scary at first, and maybe that's why we did it as partners.
Just because it's like it minimized the risk a little bit.
Well, the risk
other.
is always there, so it minimizes your initial investment. And I wouldn't say minimalize, because it was still a huge initial investment. But we dug into our pockets. We made the investment. Like with any construction, we were like 3 months behind, so we had to rent out at another place in the meantime. And then once we were open, it was full steam ahead.
Yeah, and you've been here for 12 years.
It's 12 years, 2008. We opened here June 30th, 2008.
I guess right, just because I saw your t-shirt.
You saw it?
Just because of that.
You see that? That's why we print it, so no one forgets. So this place has been around for only 12 years.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say only, because I think we did quite a bit in 12 years in touching a lot of people, helping a lot of people, helping the community. We've raised a lot of money for cancer research.
Yeah.
We worked a lot with organizations for mental illness. So, when I look at the big picture, like sometimes you got to step back, like I say, and it's like very happy where it's gone. Very happy where it's gone.
That's nice. And as you said, you've done a lot of projects at CoreXcellence, and the reason why you've done all those projects is because at the same time you've built a community that was willing to follow you with like the principles and the ideas that you have. What was the key to building a strong culture at CoreXcellence? Because when I did my internship, I think one thing that really surprised me is that how everybody are kind of like dived in the culture.
Right. I think it's probably a few things. I think you saw me this morning. We go through a few t-shirts a day here, but you saw me this morning. I had my favorite t-shirt. It says hustle on it.
Hustle, yeah.
But hustle in a good way, not hustle in conniving your way through things, but hustle in never get comfortable.
Okay.
Always find a way to get your client to where they need or where they want to get to.
Okay.
And again, where they need to get to, because sometimes they're not the same, I guess you could say, picture that's painted. Some people say, oh, well, I need to get to here. And you're looking at them and I say, oh, trust me. Okay, we'll get you there. But I know deep down inside, I can get you here.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
So get them where they want to go, then take them to the next level. And then when you take them to somewhere where they never thought they could get, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see that evolution. And it's also great when you take them to places where they never thought to get, then you look at their face and that sense of accomplishment and that sense of like no holds barred now. I can take on the world now. I think that's phenomenal.
One thing also, I think also that feels good as a coach, and you've experienced it a lot of time, is when they just express themselves of what they're feeling, how they're feeling from having the results. It feels good.
Yeah, and some people are not expressive, so you see it in their face. And I'm going to bring up her name. I can remember Vicky like a few years back, and it's funny because we put this box here between us so we get the social distancing. But this was the box that she was jumping on, and she stood here crying because she was afraid to jump up. Yeah. Right. And we all know that one of our biggest limiting factors in achieving what we're capable of achieving, what was in reach, is the fear that we have inside.
That's true.
Of taking that step, of taking that commitment, or whatever the case may be. So I stood her in front, and she was crying because she was so afraid. Crying that she was afraid, crying that she was embarrassed, she couldn't do it. I got her to step up onto it 1 foot at a time, then step back down. We got her to step up and then jump down, and then she realized that it wasn't that high, and she stood in front of it, and there must have been 5 or 6 clients around cheering her on. And then when she did take that leap and got up there, then the tears switched from tears of fear to proud, accomplished, wow, look at me, even if it was for that split second. And we know that when you achieve things that you never thought possible, all right, it kind of like gives you a
boost, kind of?
A boost. But it gives you that energy or the self-confidence to go and tackle something else after.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I understand.
Right? So this 18-inch box becomes a 24-inch box in not so long, becomes a 30-inch box in not so long, and you just keep building on that. So when you talk about culture, I think that's what it is taking people to a place where they never thought possible. Us as a team on the other side, as a coaching team, my t-shirt that I mentioned about hustle is to keep hustling, keep finding out new ways, not just exercises, not just treatment protocols, maybe some verbal, non-verbal communications, find better ways to coach, study the psychology of the client. Like, let's put it all together. Surround yourself like what we did here at CoreXcellence. We surrounded ourselves by knowledgeable people that want to continue learning. I'm always saying I'm not the smartest in this team, and I'm proud of that because everybody else is going to make me smarter, right? I just have a lot of experience. But the knowledge that everybody else is bringing to the table is going to make me better. And I think that's what you probably fed off of when you came here. You saw people striving to get better on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You were part of a team, or you saw a team that continually challenges each other to get better, to know more, to find better ways to get it done. We're not just sitting back and saying, you know, it's very easy in the summertime when we're jamming with athletes and we have NHL athletes. It's very easy to chest beat and say, oh, we got it, we're it. Sorry, I'm going to say we're the shit, you know, and it's very easy to get comfortable. But I know myself that when we're going at full steam during the summer at any time during the year, I have this fear inside me, or I'm always questioning myself, okay, now you're here, what are you going to do next?
I see what you mean.
So I don't have time to be chest beating when I'm in the moment because I'm always worried that I won't be able to get better than this.
After, yeah.
Right. And I think that's what everybody feels in this team. And I think that's what, whether you have NHL guys, perfect example, one of the guys plays for the Sabres, and then you had this other guy playing, going to USHL and then going to Northeastern. And I remember one day when we were doing 10-yard sprints for acceleration. And we did 4 races. The NHL guy lost 3, who usually wins all 4.
Yeah, he's the fastest, yeah.
And what did he say? He goes, wow, I guess I can't get comfortable because there's someone coming after me. And that's just the way it is here. We push each other as a team. We push our clients to get better, and the other clients are pushing each other to get better. It's not show. They're actually putting up results. It's tangible. They're jumping higher, lifting more, running faster. They have more energy. They're eating better. They're getting leaner. They're getting healthier. They're just becoming better selves themselves.
But the cool thing about that is there's a competition between each other. But I remember one time you were telling me how some of the NHL guys came to some I think a practice or a game
it's
just
right
to
here.
support them.
It's right here. And I remember some of the girls in Leia's group, they were lifting, and the NHL guys were outside eating because they trained. They're the first group that comes in. Then maybe 2 hours later, they came walking through the gym because their cars were parked in the back. And some of Leia's girls who play for Dawson were training, and they stopped here and they were cheering them on. Now, if I was, I don't know, 17, 18 years old and I got NHL guys behind me cheering me on, hey, you feel great. And that's the thing here. No one is better than the other person. No one is better than the other person. And I think that's something that we strive to accomplish right from the beginning. Whether you're NHL or you're Pee Wee AAA, everybody's on the same level here. Everybody's working hard. Just because you've achieved something doesn't mean that you're better than the other person, because there's always somebody
who's behind
you, but right behind you. You know, I remember Mike Boyle saying years ago, you know, make sure that some days that when you feel comfortable, make sure you're not moving backwards. Because when you're comfortable, if you're not moving forwards, somebody is. So essentially, you are moving backwards because the person's catching up to you.
I never heard it, but that's a really good quote.
Okay, don't get so comfortable. And if you ever, any day you feel like you are comfortable, make sure you're not going backwards.
One thing also is that, you know, we really preach like long-term athletic development. So you see kids that are here like since they were like to Pee Wee to now, like guys that are now pros. Also with your general athletes that you've had like for more than 20 years easily. So my question for you is like, how do you build a long-term clientele?
I think we're just going to continue going to the same thing, taking people where they never thought they were possible. So results, we talk a lot about results,
which is like key for that.
Number one thing, it's results, and your hustle, your drive to continue to get better yourself will help you push the client to a place they never thought they could achieve, a level they never thought they could achieve. And it's just going to be buying and buying. And when people look at some of our clients and say, wow, I can't believe what this person does, and she has, oh, well, she doesn't work. Yeah, she works. Oh, well, lucky she doesn't have kids. Oh, well, she has 4. Oh, well, must be rich. No, they still go to work, and you know, there's always an excuse. And you see sometimes that people try to find excuses to bring people down. Or the ones that are there, oh, well, it must have been easy. It was so funny, and just this morning I had 3 girls on Zoom. And one of them very strong, very fast, and she was towards the end of the workout, she was on all fours, gasping for air. And I said, and I think you have the shirt on that says, it's not genetics, it's hard work.
Yeah.
I think that's what's written, we had written on one of the back.
Yeah.
So I said that to her, I said, it's not genetics, it's hard work. And she looked up at me, she goes, no, Don, I must have been born like this, right? And here she is sweating, dying. She goes, her legs are trembling. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes to get there. So even somebody who everybody thinks was born like this is working their ass off.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's part of what, you know, the whole intensity done right that we preach here all the time. I think that's part of the culture. I'm just talking about my clients now and I'm getting fired up.
Yeah.
So I think that's that culture that just is burning inside me. And I think it burns inside the rest of our team and in most of our clients.
So you see, like, there's some people that's going to get some results, and you know, you have long-term clients. Some people will come, some people will go, some people you might not see them again. And as a businessman, how do you look at this? Like, how do you look at when you don't see a client coming back?
Well, I think the first thing, like with anything, and you know, I tell you guys every night before I go to bed, I think of my day. What could I have done better? Is there anything I could have done differently with the clients, with the rest of the team? You know, what could I have done better? And I think you always got to do that assessment.
Okay.
So if you do all that, then you check the box and you're actually true to yourself, because a lot of times, I shouldn't say a lot of times, often we lie to ourselves because we don't want to put the blame on ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? So you know, like how many staff meetings or team meetings that we have that we talk about accountability.
Accountability,
So it's not just, that's why I like to call us a team and not like staff members, because it's not just the boss looking at its employees. The boss has responsibilities too. So we're all a team. We all have our responsibilities. So at the end of the day, did you take care of your responsibilities today?
We see.
Right? So let me be accountable. Have I done everything I could, everything in my toolbox to help this client?
I see.
Because listen, in a perfect world, we would have no stress. Our kids wouldn't bother us. We'd have all the money in the world. We wouldn't have to worry about that. But listen, life sucks sometimes. The demands of life are stronger than us sometimes. And maybe now is not the time where that person's going to lose that 10 pounds.
I see.
Or now's not the time when that person can commit to coming to the gym twice a week.
Just adding more stress would make it worse.
Exactly. Right? Because then they feel more incompetent because, oh, well, I have the best gym, I have the best coach, and I still can't do it. So let's reassure them that we're going to be here for them when they are ready. Let's all, you know, I always tell you guys, if you see an article and if a client that you had a year ago and you see an article that they might like, send it to them. Because let's always let them know that we're always there for them when they're ready. I just had a client the other day that emailed me and says, Don, you probably don't remember me, but you used to train me 7 years ago. Okay? And you know what they said? You don't remember me? You used to train me 7 years ago. And then in capital letters, next sentence, I'm ready.
Wow. After 7 years.
After 7 years.
Wow.
And then, of course, I remember the client because it's only 7 years. You know, you say I'm young, I'm old, so the memory's going. But I remember the client, but just the fact that they put in capitals, I'm ready. Okay, I did my job. I did my job, and I stayed in their head. 100%. 100%. And listen, we have social media now. What a great tool.
For real.
Right?
Great
because
tool.
I even have people, you know, Leigh and I, we look at the metrics and the insights and who's liking, who's not liking, do we know the people, or whatever the case may be. Obviously, that's Leia's thing, and she does a great job at it. And then I hear sometimes people call, and they say, oh, a friend of mine told me that you guys posted this. I said, but don't you follow us? Yeah, but I didn't see it, but my friend follows you. I go, what's your friend's name? And I just go and look at the post.
Just to make sure the
person never liked it. So, you know, that's the thing about social media. People, without knowing, or without us knowing, people are watching. So let's continue. Like last shutdown, we put out a lot of educational stuff. Let's keep educating. And that's another way that people know that we're there for them when they're ready. So let's stay in there, and you know, maybe a client from 7 years ago is gonna email you also
and say that they're ready.
And say, I'm ready. I love it. I loved it.
It's good. So I'm sure, like, so there's there's different business models when it comes to like training people. We do coaching. We coach in private, we do private training, we do group training, but when should people consider doing a group training model?
It's a great question. I think listen, you got to try it out. And you know, I've seen coaches in the past, whether they came through here with internships, and I would say like, or they were actually working here, and I said, you know, this person can only do one-on-ones.
Yeah.
Because they're not capable of bringing it all in.
Yeah.
And watching it all and coaching it all, right? But I think we should always move to doing groups. You know, I just started reading a book called Tribe.
Yeah,
right?
Tribe, Seth Godin.
That's right.
Yeah.
So again, we talked about culture. So, you know, I was reading more about that. So I just started it. Seems like it's a great book. And that's what it is. Let's create a tribe of people, coaches, our team, but more importantly, our clients, because that's what it's all about. Let them, not only do we have to motivate them, encourage them, coach them, lead them, but they could do that themselves too.
Yeah.
You know, I talked with Kayla the other day with her nutrition coaching. I said, why don't you get a little focus group going? Because sometimes people might be afraid to ask you a certain question, but in a focus group, there's going to be, I don't know, if you have 6 mothers and somebody says, I don't know how to deal with my second child, and there's going to be a mother that has 4 or 3 or has 2 and might have tools to help that person. So that's when your tribe helps each other, right?
And that's
so
how
your community, your
that's how your culture, well, your tribe, that's how you build also the culture.
I think I'm Jamaican, but I think we're from Africa, so a lot of tribes over there. So I like that word, tribe.
You know, that's
I like tribe.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how you pretty much build your tribe that has their own culture. And I mean, also at the same time, the thing is that there's relatability when people have problems. So it's like, hey, I can help you. Yeah. And also at the same time, it kind of builds also like some autonomy and accountability within that group.
Sure. Because, you know, like I see sometimes I finish training a group and then I'll go look, they're rolling and stretching in the front room. They might be there for an hour. And then I'll walk by after my next session and I hear they're talking about issues that they have with their kids or what they're making for supper and this and that. So they don't need me because they're helping themselves. Right? And I think that's great also.
But I think also at the same time, by doing that, you've accomplished something as a coach.
Sure. One of my clients just said the other day, she goes, Don, thank you for bringing us together. So
nice.
Her with 2 other girls in their group. Thank you for bringing us together. Because they're best friends now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because one of them that's in the group never wanted to do group training. Only wanted to do one-on-one.
Yeah.
And she says, well, this is my time. I said, no. I go, this is my time. Right? And I put them together. And yeah, maybe I was a little bit, I don't know, sec that time. But, you know, I said it jokingly, but that's what it is. And I put them together. And she said to me, she goes, thank you for bringing us together.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
I love that. There's a tribe, culture. Yeah, I love all those.
So we spoke about like athletes, general athletes, and athletes like ex-cat athletes. One thing in the summer, you know, it gets busy. Like the last summer that we had 60 athletes. But how do you manage training our general athletes and the people from ex-cat throughout the summer? How do you manage that?
Well, I think that goes back to the training system that we have at CoreXcellence, where everybody's going to roll out and stretch and do their breathing/PRI exercises in the front room. We're going to move through. We're going to do some type of movement prep. Then we're going to do plyos or Olympic lifts and the strength training. So I think the way everything is cycled, even though we're only in 5,000 square feet, the way everything is cycled, it moves well. Okay, so listen. I love you guys. I think I have the best team here in Montreal for sure.
That's appreciated.
It's not even close. Sorry for anybody else that's out there. No, but just you guys, dedication to continued learning, your dedication to the process.
Yeah.
I think this is the one. It says culture
that's
in the
the
front.
t-shirt. Yeah.
And I think in the back it says trust the process.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of the athletes, whether they're professional, amateur, or everyday athletes, they love that because they understand that there is a process to everything. You guys, like you're fully engulfed in it, and you just keep everything flowing. So, you know, sometimes we talk about the flow in workouts.
Yeah.
I think you guys just keep the flow going through here. So we're able to manage that type. And look, this year with the social distancing, we had, everybody thought, oh, the kids are getting everybody sick. We had 60 kids in here on top of our regular clients.
Yeah.
We didn't have not one positive test.
Zero.
Since June 15th.
Yeah.
Not one person. I think that's
a great accomplishment. It's like
that's a great
it's like the NBA. Hey,
yeah,
you're like the GM.
There we go. We had the CoreXcellence bubble.
You know.
So I think that was great.
So yeah, it's just pretty much you
You need to have a system.
Exactly, yeah.
You need to have a system, okay? Because if everybody's running around like a chicken with their head cut, we could have 60 people in here flowing with a system, or we could have 10 people going in all different directions. The 10 will look busier than the 60 that are flowing.
Yeah.
So you need to have a training system. I think that's what people forget. When when you were in your internship, and I think I remind everybody every once in a while, what's your plan?
Yeah.
Everybody's, oh, you don't need a plan, just show up and do this. Yeah, okay, that works one day.
Yeah.
Okay, add clients on top of that, and the volume, training volume, and that house is gonna crumble.
Yeah.
Right? We talk a lot, the house is only as strong as its foundation. The foundation is your training system. So you need to have that. And then from there, you'll be able to accomplish, and you'll be able to handle loads and loads and loads.
But going back also to our first interview when it came to like coaching, so pretty much when you want to start, look up to somebody successful.
I still last time I look back at the interview we did last time, and it's still 30 years into it. It still baffles me how some people do not want to take from somebody who's already accomplished. Everybody's striving so hard to show how they're different or better, and they're wasting years and years and years of their time. Follow somebody that knows it, or follow 2 or 3 people that are accomplished, but accomplished where you want to go, right? If you want to be a strength coach, don't go follow somebody that does group classes or aerobics classes. It's not going to work, okay? Follow somebody who's a strength coach, an accomplished strength coach. See where they went with different things, and try to understand what they see, try to understand their vision, try to understand their coaching and their coaching cues. Take from that, do the exact same thing. Exact same thing.
And then just adapt.
It's a lab.
Yeah, it's a lab.
It's like a lab. Do exactly what they're doing in your lab. See how your clients, because listen, my clients are not going to respond the same way some like Exos does in Arizona, right? So take the clientele that you have here, see how they respond to that, and then start tweaking things with the tools that you have.
I see.
Right? And give it a chance. That's a process too.
It's a process,
yeah. That's a process.
All right, that's good. So look, in life, stuff go up because of inflation, stuff like that. It sucks, but let's say for trainers that like to raise their price, when should the trainer consider raising their prices?
Well, again, you have to be true to yourself, right? The market definitely goes. You have to follow the market, but make sure that you're honestly following the market. Are you following the market because the market's going up? Because the market's going up because people are also learning more, studying more, accomplishing more. Are you doing that also?
We're
or
evolving.
do you just say, well, I've been here just as long as this guy, so I should charge as much as him? Means nothing.
That's like ego. That's pretty much.
Yeah, but that's gonna bite you in. Can I say ass? That's gonna bite you in the ass someday also. Like your ego could be good, but it could also be very detrimental to your career also, because then it becomes about you and it's not about your client.
About them.
And it should be about your client.
That's good.
Right? So yes, do you have to better yourself? Do you have to take care of yourself? Yes, in order to better help your client. Right? It's not about how popular you're gonna be, it's about how much you can deliver to your client.
I see it. And also kind of happens pretty much in every type of industry. You know how people, there'll be some deals, there'll be some discounts and stuff like that. What is your stand on people? Well, there's in us specifically, or some trainers will say, okay, I'll train people for free and stuff like that. What is your stand on people of trainers training people for free but also making deals?
I think it's a case-by-case thing. Be careful you don't sell out. Because once you do, like I still remember Eric Cressy way back when, and he was training high school kids for free, and those high school kids are in the major leagues now. He's got 2 huge locations. Wow, the one in Florida is a huge location, big location down near Boston. So there has to be an evolution. You can't always just be for free. You can't sell out. I just saw the other day that a seemingly accomplished trainer has his shirt off talking about fat loss. I don't know, it's 30 years I never took my shirt off to get clients, because my billboard is not myself. I'm a trainer, I'm a coach, I'm a strength coach. I'm supposed to be able to do this. If I can't do this, then what am I doing in this profession?
You're not competent.
But I'm going to use my clients as a billboard, because that's what I've done. That's what I've accomplished. I've taken these people that are not supposed to be able to do it, and look what they're doing now.
You know who I'm thinking about when you say this?
No, let's not say any names. They're okay.
Okay, let's not name.
Let's not say any names.
But you know what? He's doing a great job, and we respect him a lot. But yeah, he's doing a. I mean, I was thinking about him, like about how like he's a coach, but
Right.
you look at him and you're like, the guy is like, you wouldn't expect him to be a strength coach.
Yeah, but what do you expect out of a strength coach? And I think people don't understand that. And you know, the other day, my wife was talking to somebody, and the person says, "Oh, what does your husband do?" And she goes, "Oh, he's a strength coach." He's a what? And then as she go, "Oh, he's a trainer." And it's funny because she defended me and says, "No, there's a big difference between a trainer and a strength coach." Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
and I think at some point, when you get a certain amount of experience and a little bit of awareness and a hell of a lot of accountability, you graduate from a trainer to a coach, right? And I think that's what a lot of people don't see. So, you know, what are you looking for in a strength coach? Are you looking for a guy who's jacked and ripped? Okay, great. So he could do that. Yeah. You know, it's just somebody was talking to me the other day and said, Don, it was about a soccer player, saying how great it was a female soccer player. What a great career she had. Really good player, but a terrible coach. And that's exactly what it is. Just because that person was a great player doesn't mean that they're going to be a good coach.
Yeah.
Right?
Sometimes
so just because that person can get ripped doesn't mean they can coach other people to getting ripped.
And you know what?
And that's the problem with our social media, because people associate, oh, this guy's ripped. I want to be like him, so let me follow. He could do that with himself.
Like, you aspire to be that person, but look, that person might not be the right person.
No, don't aspire to be any person. Aspire to be the best version of yourself.
That's a better way to say it.
Aspire to be the best version of yourself, because the way that person adapts to fried chicken and fries is not going to be the way you're going to adapt to it.
That's true.
Be the best version of yourself. And that's it. Because, you know, we were talking the other day with somebody. I remember Jimmy Caruso 30 years ago. I was into bodybuilding. And I was getting in pretty good shape. I think I was 21 or something like that. And I used to work for him at Caruso Gym downtown. And I said, Jimmy, I'm thinking of competing in Mr. Montreal, right? So people think now that I'm very straightforward. Jimmy's brutal. Worse. Worse. So Jimmy goes, no, you'll never win. And I go, what do you mean I'll never win, Jimmy? Look at my I had like great legs. I had a lat spread to kill. I had great lats. You know, my triceps were banging out. I said, I don't understand. Look, and everybody's telling me how jacked I am. He goes, do a double bicep. So I did a double bicep pose. Right? He goes, your arms are too long. And I go, what do you mean my arms are too long? He goes, as soon as you do a double bicep, it makes your whole body look smaller because your arms are so long. Okay. And it's funny, I only understand that like 20 years later, because yes, I do have long arms, right? So aesthetically for bodybuilding, it doesn't jive. Or I'd have to put on so much muscle in my arms, right? From my elbow to my wrist is very long. So when I do a bicep pose or certain poses, it didn't look good. I see. So, so he was just brutally honest, and thank goodness he was, because I would have wasted years and years and years of frustration, right? Not understanding why I'm not winning.
It's like really compensating, like.
Yeah, but and you know, there's where you take on a mentor, right? Because the mentor is going to put you in the right direction. If I didn't have Jimmy Caruso back then, maybe I'd still be chasing that dream.
For real, yeah?
Right? Maybe I'd still be chasing that dream.
Wow.
Right? And listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. I would have loved to continue my football career, but as a defensive back at 5'7",
there's
tall limitations.
There's some really tall wide receivers.
You know, at the end of the day, if we both have a 30-inch vert or a 35-inch vert, the guy 6'3" is going to be getting that ball.
Hey, if you would have been a DB, you would have been mossed a lot of time.
Yeah, man. I would have got mossed a lot.
It wouldn't be fun.
It wouldn't have been funny.
But yeah, mentors are here to make sure
100%.
You don't go through a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, they're here to guide you, and like I said, that's why. One of the top coaches here in Montreal, he says, why are you still doing internships? And I said, because it's our responsibility to give back, right? Try to ease the path for the people that are coming after us. But also, if we can help make the upcoming coaches better, our whole industry gets better.
It makes it better. And
the whole industry.
People will perceive it in a better way than...
And then you won't just be trainers. When you say you're a strength coach, people are like, oh, because you go to the States and say you're a strength coach, people get it.
Oh, yeah.
Up here, do you think you're a trainer?
Yeah.
Right? So it's totally different. And why? Because look, you have strength coaches in college ball down there making $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 a year.
Yeah, they're doing well there.
Right. So they understand it down there, right? You're not going to get that here.
You know what? They understand. They see the value.
They see the value. That's right.
They see the value.
They see the value. And until you don't, like I had somebody say, oh, I saw what you guys do on Instagram. I do that. And I said, where do you do that? And then they told me where you do it. I said, no, you don't do that. And he goes, oh, I do that. I said, so why don't you come for a workout? And he goes, oh, if I come there, you're going to crush it. I said, you're not going to train with me. You're going to train with one of my team. And they came to do a workout and they died after 15 minutes. You didn't do that because looking at one exercise, yeah, but put it all together, it's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing, right? So, and then he says, Don, I really get what you guys are doing there now. So sometimes you have to taste it to appreciate it.
True. That's well said. So you know, it's about business. It's coaches who wants to, you know, probably wants to like have their own gym. For the coaches that are aspired to like own their own training facility, if you have like from 3 to 5 recommendations, what would they be?
3 to 5. I'll give you 3.
Okay, 3.
Think about it.
Okay.
Think about it. Really think about it. Think about it again.
Okay.
And then think about it again.
Okay.
Okay, because it looks glamorous. Listen, at the end of the day, you're taking somebody who's used to doing one-on-ones or maybe 3 clients at the same time. Now you're gonna have a business, okay? You have overhead that people don't take into consideration. You know, somebody told me, Don, you guys really killed it this summer. You guys are really rolling. I said, yeah, but that was after 3 months of not being open.
Yeah.
Still having to pay rent. So we didn't get any break on our rent. You know, so you got to take everything in perspective and you got to look at the whole picture. You know, when we first started, I was by myself and I was, yeah, sure, you're making a certain living, but then my goal was always to help as many people as possible.
Yeah.
Right? To help as many people as possible, you can either go online and try to branch out, or you need bodies to help you do that. So then you have staff. I think you can appreciate how much time that we spend in the office trying to talk to each other, develop each other, and this and that. So now you went from just coaching clients to now coaching the team.
Which amplifies the goal in the first place of helping people.
Sure, but then you have the team. So this is getting added to it. You have the overhead to worry about. So there's a lot of components that I don't think people really see. You know, and people walk in, wow, look at the size of it. Well, not this place, we're only 5,000.
It's still a good thing.
No, listen, I'm very proud of what we have here, yes. You know, I was in the West Island the other day. I walked into the place, like, oh, this place is huge. And the person was like, yeah, it's 14,000 square feet. Yeah. So already myself now with the business mind is already calculating.
Yeah, you're calculating.
I'm not impressed with the 14,000 square feet. I'm saying, well, hydro must be this. Cleaning must be this. Oh, now I understand why this looks like this. Oh, those like the tiled floors, oh, they're all coming up and this and that. So you'd have to glue those down properly. That would cost this. You know, so I'm already running through all that. And I don't think people take all that into consideration. So there's another place where a mentor would say, slow down. And it's not that you can't do it, because listen, if I did it, I'm sure many people could do it. Myself and Oz did it. We had another partner way back when. We did it. Okay, but the commitment, the hustle, the drive, it's never ending. It's never ending.
One thing also is that what was I going to say is the way you approach it of like, okay, I'm going to build a business. It wasn't like, okay, I'm going to build a business because I want to generate some income. I want to have more money and stuff like that. It's like you thought of the goal, which is, I think, is the cool things. The approach, I find that it's really, I mean, people don't really think about it this way.
In what, you mean like to help people?
Yes, I mean, it's just...
Listen, there's nothing wrong. If your goal is to make money, hey, there's nothing wrong with making money, okay? There's nothing wrong with making money. We all want to make money. We all want a certain lifestyle. I went about it the other way, where it's just help as many people as possible. And listen, could we do better? We're not Exos.
No.
We're not Exos. They're huge. Mike Boyle does a great job. He's doing extremely well. He's published in many countries and this and that. So we're not at that level either. But we're doing well. You know, we have a solid team. The clinic adds to our I guess, the wealth of knowledge that we have here, and the product that we can produce. So we're doing well. Make money. I went the other way. I want to help as many people. Through that, we still became successful in what success is for myself.
Yeah, for yourself.
Maybe somebody else's success is to make $10 million in 5 years. So then you have to do it a little bit differently.
You're talking about doing well, and you know, for 12 years, CoreXcellence have had an impact on people. Even though, like, you know, in those 12 years, we all, like, anybody will go through some mistakes when they go through business or everything that they do. What is the number one mistake that you wish you've never done when you were building CoreXcellence?
I don't know if it's just one mistake.
You can say like 2 or 3, but
Well, maybe start smaller, build into it.
okay.
Better. You know, don't just look at a fixed space and say that's where you are. I think Eric Cressy is a good example of that. I think they started at 5,000, now they're at 15,000 square feet. I think they were 2-3 guys, and I don't even know how many he has there. So build into it, definitely, because then you don't have the stress of, I got to make money, I got to make money, I got to make money.
Yeah.
Your stress is, I got to serve the client, I got to serve the client.
Oh, the focus is different.
The focus is different, okay? You're 100% focused on the client and not focused on the bank account. We were very fortunate. We were 3 partners. We committed to it. We delved in. We dove in. We had 2 of the 3 had a client base already.
Yeah.
So it made the transition a little bit easier.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, you still had to hustle and hustle and hustle. And you had to have the drive day in, day out. Nothing fell out of the sky to us.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, XCAD is 60 athletes now. I think
Starting with 4.
Started with 4 way back when. So, you know, it didn't go from 4 to 60 just because we sat here and said, oh, maybe next year there are more, you know, the whole build it and they will come thing. Never worked.
Yeah.
You know, hustle, continue to hustle, continue to self-develop, continue to take care of your clients, and most importantly, be accountable and be true to yourself, because are you really doing, we've mentioned in meetings, are you really doing everything that you should be doing to make yourself better in order to make your client better? Are you truly doing that?
I see.
Are you truly doing that? What most of us know about nutrition today compared to 2 years ago is night and day. Never mind 12 years ago. You know, I was listening to Eric Cressy and Kelly Starrett the other day, and one of the questions was, you know, how many, looking back at yourself 5 years ago, how dumb were you then, basically, you know? And it's crazy, because even I said, like, I can't believe 5 years ago I used to do certain things.
You're surprised by what you look like at your programs.
Yeah, so, but you didn't know any better. You did the best with the tool set that you have. Now, are you always doing that? Are you always doing the best with the tool set that you have? Is your tool set continuing to grow? But are you just adding tools or exercises just to look like you're growing,
just to say,
like smoke and mirrors?
I see what you mean.
Right? It has to be true. Are you educating yourself, developing yourself, making yourself better? Like I said, make yourself better in order to make your client better.
I understand. I understand. So you've built CoreXcellence and you've hired some performance coaches. My question for you is, what do you look for when you hire a performance coach?
Drive, their willingness to learn. Okay. The ability to leave their ego at the door. Or their pride at the door. Be proud of the product that you produce. Okay. Don't get stuck on being proud on the person you came in as. You understand? So you can come in as a certain person. You could be proud of what you accomplished, but don't get stuck there.
Oh, I see.
Be proud of all the accomplishments you're going to make moving forward.
Okay.
Right? Because if you're proud of who you were, oh, you know, I had 10 clients or 20 clients, I was killing it and this and that, and I did this. Yeah, but you never grew. Right? So now you became stale. Right? Nothing's really changed in here, but our ability to make our product better and better and better is what's kept us going.
I see.
Right? So we're always getting better. Likability. You know, because at the end of the day, it's not how smart you are. Somebody said, oh, I remember one of the staff saying, Don, I'm going to get my master's by the end of the year. How much more am I going to get paid? I don't know. How much more is the client willing to pay for you?
Good question.
Right?
It's a really good question.
That's how much you're going to get paid. Right?
Yeah.
You're going to get paid more if the client sees value in what you're offering. If there's no value, a degree does not necessarily bring more value to the table. So a degree doesn't make you a better coach. It gives you more tools possibly, but are you effectively using those tools to better your client?
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So those are some of the qualities that we look for. And everybody has to go through an internship here, because during those 4 months as an intern, that's where we're going to see if you're a good fit for our team. Okay? I think that's very important. No one just walked in here off the street and was part of the team. Everybody had to earn it, and I think that's important also.
That's it. And you know what? That's pretty much all the question that I had. But it's good that you spoke about the internship, because, I mean, for some people, for people who'd like to learn, I mean, the internship would be a good way to know if they like the helping people through health.
And helping people the way we would like to, because, we have a system, we have a thought process, we have a methodology, we have a vision. Does that conform to what your vision is for health and fitness? Health and fitness, because this is the health industry.
Yeah.
We're making people healthier. We're not waiting for them to get sick and treating them.
No.
We're trying to make them healthy. We're more proactive.
Yeah.
We are a proactive health, or we're a component of the proactive health community.
I understand what you mean. We're trying to prevent some of those illness, those chronic illness and chronic pain.
Sure, just like with our athletes, we make our athletes more resilient so that they don't get injured.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. So we do that, whether it's fitness, health, that's what we're doing right now. So do you have that same passion that we have? Because definitely everybody here is very passionate about the health industry. Extremely passionate. Do you have the same passion? Do you have that same fire that burns inside you that we do? Right? Listen, you're more than welcome. Come and do the internship. We're looking for, we need bodies right now. Okay, we need bodies. This COVID will be over. I think everybody that's worked here is pretty much at their limits with capacity. So do we need bodies? We need bodies. But do the internship, see if you're a fit, and let us see if you're a fit to really move forward and really make some outstanding changes in the health industry.
If people would like to contact you, what would be the best way to contact you?
They can go through the website, careers@coreexcellence.com. Send us your CV. If you have any questions, send them through that, careers@coreexcellence.com. We get a lot. When will be the next internship? We're not sure. Usually we had a winter one, but
winter.
COVID seemed to put a damper on that. We'll see what happens come January. We didn't have in the summer because everybody was worried that students were the one that were transmitting COVID.
It would have been, honestly, with the summer that we had, it would have been a great experience, honestly, just to learn.
Sure, but you were here 2 summers ago. Was it not a great experience?
Oh, it was great. It was fun.
Exactly.
I mean, I had the best time. I had the best time.
Sure. It's tough. It's draining, but I think it's a great learning experience, and it gives you, even if you're not staying here, I think it gives you the tools that, I think anyone of the team that's been here or anybody that has had a good internship here can leave here and be outstanding anywhere.
Sure.
So if you know anybody that's interested, feel free to reach out. You have any questions about what we talked about today, feel free to reach out. I'm always there to help anybody who's up and coming or somebody that's already established. You might be doing better than us here, but it doesn't mean that we all can't learn from each other. I think that's something that's missing too. Especially here in Montreal, that everybody kind of stays in their corner and not enough people share ideas to make the industry better.
Right. Don, thank you very much again.
Thanks, Mel. Glad we stayed social distance.
No, we still got it. We still got it. We're good.
Vicky, this is your box here. I know you can still jump. I know you can jump these 18 inches. Vicky, I hope you're listening. And when you're ready to come back, hopefully you send me an email that says I'm ready.
Guys, thanks for watching and have a good day.
Thanks.